What if I told you that your brain is actively working against your happiness right now? Not because you're broken, not because something is wrong with you, but because your brain was literally built to focus on problems, threats, and everything that could go wrong. Scientists call it the negativity bias, and it's the reason you can receive 10 compliments and 1 criticism, and spend the entire night replaying that 1 criticism in your head. I used to think I was just a naturally negative person, that some people were born happy and I wasn't one of them, but that belief itself was a trap. Because here's the thing, and this is where it gets interesting. Modern neuroscience has proven that happiness isn't a fixed trait, it's a skill. And your brain can be trained, reshaped, and literally rewired to experience more of it. That's not motivational fluff, that's neuroplasticity. And today, we're going to use it. In this video, I'm going to walk you through 5 science-backed methods to rewire your brain for lasting happiness.
Not quick fixes, not toxic positivity, real, practical techniques that actually change how your brain processes the world around you. By the end, you'll understand why you feel the way you do. And more importantly, you'll have a clear, simple roadmap to start feeling differently, starting today. Let's get into it. You've probably heard that gratitude is good for you, and you've probably also tried writing in a gratitude journal for 3 days and then stop. Here's why that happens and how to fix it. Generic gratitude. I'm grateful for my family, my health, my home. Doesn't move the needle much after a while. Your brain gets used to it. It becomes background noise. What works instead is what researchers call specificity and novelty. The more specific and the more unexpected the gratitude, the more your brain lights up. So instead of I'm grateful for my health, try something like, I'm grateful that this morning I woke up and my back didn't hurt, which meant I could take a walk, which meant I started my day feeling calm. Layer it, stack it, follow the thread. Studies from UC Davis showed that people who practice specific, detailed gratitude exercises showed measurably higher levels of dopamine and serotonin over time. Their brains literally restructured around positive noticing. Start small. 1 stacked gratitude per day. That's it. Here's a mistake most of us make. We rush through the good moments and dwell on the bad ones. Think about the last time something really nice happened, a meal you enjoyed, a compliment from someone you respect, a quiet Sunday morning. How long did you actually let yourself sit in that feeling before your brain moved on to the next thing? Savoring is the practice of consciously extending positive experiences, by which I mean deliberately slowing down, noticing the details, and mentally bookmarking the moment. Research from Fred Bryant at Loyola University found that savoring for even 20 seconds longer than usual creates a stronger emotional memory. Your brain stores it differently. It becomes a resource you can draw from later. Next time something good happens, pause, take a breath. Notice it. Tell yourself, this is a good moment. That simple act starts to shift your brain's baseline. This one changed everything for me personally. Cognitive reframing is the practice of questioning the story your brain tells you about events, not denying reality, but asking, is there another way to see this? Your brain constructs a narrative about everything, and the first narrative it creates is usually the most negative one. That's the negativity bias at work again. Let's say you sent an email to someone and they didn't respond. Your brain's default story, they're ignoring me. They don't respect me. I said something wrong. Reframing doesn't mean pretending everything is fine. It means pausing and asking, what else could be true? Maybe they're overwhelmed. Maybe they missed it. Maybe it has nothing to do with you. Psychologists at Stanford found that people who practiced regular cognitive reframing showed reduced activity in the amygdala, the brain's fear center. Over time, their stress responses became physically smaller. When a negative story pops up, ask yourself, is this definitely true? And what's one other possible explanation? Here's something most people get backwards. We wait to feel motivated before we take action. But neuroscience shows it works the other way around. Action comes first and feeling follows. This is called behavioral activation, and it's one of the most effective tools in clinical psychology for treating depression and low mood. When you engage in meaningful activity, even small things, even when you don't feel like it, your brain releases dopamine, not after the activity, during it. Sometimes just from starting. The key word is meaningful, not scrolling, not passive consumption. Small acts that connect to your values, going for a short walk, calling a friend, working on a creative project for 15 minutes. I used to wait until I felt ready to do things that mattered to me. I rarely felt ready. Once I flipped it, act, then feel. Everything changed. Start so small it feels almost silly. 5 minutes, 1 action, then let the feeling catch up. The last method is the one that holds all the others together. A landmark study from Harvard found that humans spend almost 47% of their waking hours thinking about something other than what they're currently doing. And that mind wandering, the study found, is a direct predictor of unhappiness, not the circumstances of your life, the wandering of your mind, mindfulness. And I know that word gets overused. is simply the practice of noticing when your attention has drifted and gently bringing it back. That's it. You're not trying to stop thoughts. You're just practicing the return. Every single time you notice you've drifted and come back to the present, your brain's prefrontal cortex gets a small workout. Over time, that muscle gets stronger. Your brain becomes better at staying present by default. You don't need an app. You don't need to meditate for an hour. Try 1 mindful minute in the morning. Just notice what you see, hear, and feel. Nothing more. Now, a few honest warnings before you run off and try all of this at once. First, don't try to implement everything overnight. That's a fast route to feeling overwhelmed and quitting. Pick one method. Practice it for 2 weeks before adding another. Second, happiness is not the absence of negative emotion. If you're using these tools to suppress or avoid hard feelings, they won't work, and they can actually backfire. The goal is resilience, not forced positivity. Let the difficult emotions pass through. These tools are for building a stronger foundation, not a wall. Third, consistency matters far more than intensity. 5 minutes of daily practice for 60 days will reshape your brain more than one intense weekend retreat. Neuroplasticity runs on repetition. Let's bring it all together. Your brain has a built-in negativity bias, but it's also neuroplastic, meaning it can change. The 5 methods we covered: gratitude stacking to retrain your noticing, savoring to extend positive experiences, cognitive reframing to question the automatic negative story, behavioral activation to act before you feel ready, and mindful presence to anchor yourself in the now. None of these are complicated. All of them are backed by real science, and any one of them, practiced consistently, can begin to shift your brain's default setting toward happiness. Here's what I want you to do right now. And I mean literally right now, before you close this video. Pick just one of these 5 methods, write it down, and commit to trying it every day for the next 7 days. Just 7. Not because you'll be a completely different person in a week, but because you'll have proof that your brain can change. And that proof is everything. If this video gave you even one useful idea, drop it in the comments. Tell me which method you're starting with. I genuinely want to know. And if you know someone who's been struggling to feel better, share this with them. Sometimes the right idea at the right time is all it takes to shift someone's direction. Rewiring your brain for happiness isn't about pretending life is perfect. It's about training yourself to see more clearly the good that was always there. Take care of your mind. It's the only one you've got. See you in the next one.